Alright, what's up everyone? So, I released that first look video at this LEW'S LZR Pro, the new combo that's not even online yet, but I was able to pick up at Walmart. So I'm excited to go ahead and fish this with you today. It's 7:30 in the morning, there's still some fog rolling off the water. We'll go ahead and use this as a popper first, and later on in the day we'll go ahead and put a Texas rig on this guy. But yeah, let's see what we can't do with this brand new rod and reel combo here from Walmart in LEW'S. First cast, even with the brand new braid, very smooth. Oh, there's already bass eating over there. That's crazy. I gotta tell you guys, this is casting really smooth. Really a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be casting. Like, that's a cast. That's a good cast. I'm very happy with that cast. Boy, I tell you, this is a long casting 5 bearing reel. I'm pretty impressed with how far this LZR Pro casts. So we tried throwing it with the popper for a little bit, but the fish just didn't want the popper. So now we're on a Texas rigged ribbon tail worm. Curly tail worm, ribbon tail worm, really whatever you want to call them. But not a regular stick worm. So ideally what you want to do, especially on a calm day like this with a little bit of drift, is set up in a place where you're going to let the drift work for you. So I'm drifting away from my cast very slowly, which means I can just kind of keep bouncing it and slowly reeling it in, because I'm not drifting towards it and the current's not pulling it towards me, so I'm not losing slack. I'm getting good feel on this rod. I've got good tension on it. It can get a little tricky though, because as you're being pulled away with the current, sometimes you think you feel it bite, but it's really just your bait rubbing up against some weeds where they weren't there before. What's up guys? So I got to admit, I'm pretty discouraged. This is typically a pretty good lake. It's got a real good bite, especially in the morning. And I got here at 7:30. It's now almost 9 o'clock. I've hit a couple spots that I normally get some bites at, and I've had nothing. I mean, nothing. So not only am I testing out a new rod today, not really one I would typically have in my arsenal, but it's a brand new product that hasn't really been released online yet, so I want to show it to everyone. And then also, I've got a tournament starting tomorrow, Lucky Go Fishing online tournaments. Well, you'll be using pictures, and you have an ID number, and you got to use the trough measuring style device to go ahead and submit your pictures on TourneyX. So this trying to do some pre-fishing today for my tournament tomorrow, and it's a 3-day tournament that you can fish 2 of the days, and the idea is that they understand that most of us who are going to submit in for an online tournament are doing it because we don't have the time to commit to normal bass tournaments, take the time off work or kids or what have you. So the idea is you can fish 2 of the 3 days, but not all 3. And there's timestamps on your pictures, so they know whether you fished 2 or 3 days. So anyway, wish me luck on that. I hope we can find some fish here. We're trying some spots I've never tried in this lake now. Go ahead and see where the fish have moved to. So, all right, here we go. Woo! We might need the net for this one. We'll see. Either that or he's in a lot of weeds. All right, come on up, bud. Put you in the net for a second so I can get situated. All right, that's a good one. Let's get all this salad off you. I know you don't want salad. You didn't attack that for the salad. He was pull and drag right away too. All right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at him. We don't need him on the scale, but we want to put him on the board and see if this is a fish that we'd be working with in the tournament. Let's take a look here. All right, let's get the release, bud. Let's get you out of here, my dude. Thank you. All right, fish number 2. Not a big one by any means. It's a nice spotted bass here. Oh, stop squirming. I'm gonna get you right off. Relax, bud. I think you might have just caught yourself off anyway. Come on, dude. Alright, you're just a little guy, maybe about 12 inches. But another one on the pole. Let's get you going. Oh, you splashed all around. Alright, so we caught number 3 here. So far we've got a 16.5. We've got a 12. And this is fish number 3. Let's see what he comes in at. Alright, so guys, in conclusion, this bait caster here that we got at Walmart, the LEW'S LZR Pro, honestly is a phenomenal setup. It's a 70, I think it was actually $78.99, but let's just call it 80 bucks. You saw in the video, it definitely catches fish. It casts real smooth and pretty far for only 5 bearings. It's super lightweight, and that's obviously because it's a composite or plastic body. The rod is actually fairly sensitive. I mean, that being said, I do own Bass X, St. Croix rod, Phoenix rod, and also some Dobbins Fury rods. So I'm not going to say it's quite as nice as those rods, but it's light. I felt the hits when I caught the fish. So I've got no complaints about this. It's definitely a great starter setup. I was not bird's nesting it, and let me show you what I did with that. I went ahead and set the brakes to about half. And what I do is I set the tension on the spool to about half the speed of gravity when it falls. That way I find, unless you're trying to completely, throw it as far as you can, when you have a bait caster, it's set up that way, you pretty much cannot even have your thumb on the spool. Now, the harder you throw it, you definitely still want to have your thumb on that spool. And I wouldn't recommend messing with the settings too much. Just take care of it with your thumb, because you don't want to sacrifice distance. Okay, but no two bait casters are the same. Sometimes I've got it a little closer to 4 or a little closer to 8 on the brakes. Right now this is right about 5. So all right, well, hey, I'm so impressed with this that I want you guys to enjoy it. So go ahead and get me 100 likes. All right, if by the time this video gets to 100 likes, as long as it's not 6 months from now, we'll go ahead and give this away. All right, so all you gotta do is subscribe to my channel, like the video, and that'll get you a entry into this bait caster giveaway. All right, thank you much.